Okay, let's start standing up at the tops of our mats. Take your time. Get wherever you want to get to. Get nice and comfortable. Find some space between our feet. Settle into the soles of our feet and start to anchor and root down into the support of the earth. Relaxing our shoulders down from our ears. Let's find some widening across our collarbones. Maybe even the shoulder blades coming slightly together towards the back to hug the spine. Checking in with our pelvis. The strength of our core. Breath full, big and even as it enters the body. Fills up your lungs, expands your rib cage, exhaling. Going back to neutral. A few more big breaths. Feel the rib cage opening up like an umbrella. Exhaling, closing that umbrella. A few more breaths like that. Check in with your umbrella. Widening through the back of our ribs, the front and the sides. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose if it feels okay. And we'll start our flowing mountain. Breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, bringing the hands back towards the earth, all on your own. Touching our thumbs together at the top. And seeing if we can find today those pauses at the top of our in-breath. Pause, and then the exhale starts. It pauses, and then the inhale starts. Just a tiny little pause at the top and the bottom. See if you can find that for your breath. And then moving at your own pace. Turning this into a flowing chair pose, bending our elbows, bending our knees, sitting back, and then sweeping back up. If you want to, you can add a layer on by extending the arms longer or deepening the bend in your knees. But if you're taking care of your back today or your knees, not going down so far, or keeping your hands at your heart. Last one, let's turn this into a flowing forward fold. Exhale, hinging at the hips, pressing into the both feet to sweep all the way back up. Exhale, diving and hinging. Do 5 more. Check in to see if you can notice the pauses here. That may slow down your descent, taking your whole exhale to come down. Moving against gravity, engaging the core. On our next one, let's hold it all the way down and start our halfway lift flow, coming halfway up. And then folding again. Checking in with the feet as we flow through a few more times. Last one, hold it right down. We'll bend our knees, step back to all fours, and move through our cat and cow. Exhaling into cat. Inhaling into cow. If we are taking care of our wrists, modifying fists for wrists. Let's bring awareness to our pelvic floor and our core. So drawing the pelvic floor up on cat and relaxing on cow. Great job. Turning this right into our spinal balance, right arm forward, left foot back, breathing in and then breathing out, coming down to all fours. Flowing side to side. Keeping our hips facing the floor, so trying not to open up out to the side. That torso of our body is still and stable. We're just extending an arm and a leg and then coming back in. Last one, child's pose or downward facing dog. So if you feel a little restful today, we choose child's pose. If you're Wanting a little extra or another layer, moving up into downward dog. Child's pose, let's massage our foreheads down on the mat, letting go of any tension, anxiety. Great job. And we'll start our half series. Inhale into that kneeling plank. Exhale down onto the belly. So our elbows are somewhat facing back towards our heels or the back edge of our mat. A gentle cobra, breathe in, breathe out, back to the belly. And now we chest and hips come at the same time up and back to child's pose or downward dog. Let's flow a few more times. Inhale forward. Exhale, you can stay in that plank or go to your belly, cobra, back to plank, and then child's pose. Adding our breath. Inhale forward, pause, exhale down, open up to our belly, up and back. Great work. You can do one more on your own or move up into downward dog for the next one. Only if you want to. Full plank, halfway down, up dog, and back to child's pose or down dog. Wonderful work. So let's meet in child's pose or down dog. Do whichever one. There's always those two go hand in hand, as does all fours. So all fours, child's pose and down dog are three options we can be in at the moment. We've got a small bend in our knees and our hips are reaching up to the sky. Our gaze either closed or eyes looking back between our feet. So that means our head is heavy. As we press equally into both of our hands and our feet. Three-legged dog today, lifting up our right foot, keeping the knee and the hip facing towards the floor, reaching through that right heel and pressing into both of our hands. Let's switch sides. Other side for three-legged dog. Back to our regular dog. Looking up between the hands, we'll hop, step, or jump up between them. Halfway lift, we'll breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Chair pose, breathe in. Exhale up into mountain. Wonderful. Left foot back. Let's warm up our hips, doing some moonflowers and sunflowers. So the left foot steps back. Breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, bend our elbows and bend our knees. Closing our eyes. So if we're modifying, not going down so far, if you want a little extra, we go right down, knees to elbows, or elbows to knees, however you want to do that. Keeping the chest up at first. Check in with those pauses. Let's really match our movement to breath today. Really listening to our body. Turning this into a sunflower, hinge down, and then all the way back up. Flowing through. Close your eyes. Let go of your afternoon. Give your mind a break from thinking. Giving your mouths the break from talking. Last one. Step it back up to the tops of our mats. Big breath up. Let's grab our right wrist over to the left. So if you'd like to add an IT band stretch today, you'll take your right foot all the way around to the back and the side of the foot, pressing it still into your right heel. Stretching our IT band. Think of that stretch right from that right foot all the way up the outside of the leg, right up into the hand. Other side. Oh, here we go. Foot goes back and around. Press into the left heel and reach the left hand. And release. All right, let's bring those hands back behind us. Open up and stretch our chest and our shoulders. If you'd like to, forward fold. But if you are someone that tends to get dizzy, then stay up. All right, we'll release those hands. Everyone will sweep all the way up. Let's grab our elbows. Take a stretch here for our posture muscles, kind of in our rib cage. Tip over to one side and then the other. Wonderful. Bring it up. Hands come down. Sun salutations time. Let's move up to the top of the mat. So whenever I jump back, I'm not sure that I'll jump back today. I might just step back. You can do whatever you want. There's plenty of options to make it suit your body, today's body, basically. All right, big breath up. Inhale, exhale, dive into fold. Halfway up, and then hop, step, or jump back to plank or chaturanga. You can hold your chaturanga or move into an up dog or cobra, and then meet back in downward facing dog. Looking up between the hands, right foot up between the hands. Take your time. One lunge, we come up. And on a breath out, going right back to plank or chaturanga. There's no rush. You can skip a pose if you want to. Chaturanga, up dog or cobra, back to down dog. You can stay in down dog or do a lunge with the left foot forward, rise up. And then back to chaturanga or plank. Hold or flow. You can do an up dog or you can stay in down dog, a plank, and then you'll meet in downward dog. Looking up between the hands, hop, step, or jump. Or walk up between the hands, halfway up, breathe in. Folding, breathing out. Chair pose, breathing in. Exhale, rise up into mountain. And again, inhale, sweep. Exhale, dive and fold. Halfway up. Fold again. Now we'll hop, step, or jump back to plank. You can hold here or flow into chaturanga. And then an up dog or cobra. Back to down dog. Left foot up between the hands. We find one lunge. We breathe in and come up. And breathe out and go back to plank or chaturanga. Holding or flowing down into a cobra or an up dog. Leading back and down dog. Right foot between the hands. Find your lunge. Use your inhale to come up and using our exhale to go back to plank or chaturanga, holding or flowing. Meet back in downward dog. Hopping, stepping, or walking up between the hands. Halfway lift, we breathe in. Hold, breathe out. Chair, breathe in. Exhale, rise up. We've got two more. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, dive. Halfway up. Hop, step, or jump. Back to plank or chaturanga. Hold or flow. Meet in down dog. Right foot between the hands. Or help it with your hand. Rise to your lunge. Put our back heel high if possible. And then back to down dog. Back to plank or chaturanga. Holding there or flowing through your up dog or your cobra, and then we'll all meet back in down dog. Right foot up between the hands. Might have done the same foot twice, but that's okay. Rise up to lunge. Back to chaturanga or plank. Hold or flow. Meet back in down dog. Looking between the hands, hopping, stepping, jumping up. Halfway lift, we breathe in and then we fold again. Chair, breathe in. Exhale, rising up into mountain. One more, let's go. Breathe in. Exhale, dive. Halfway up, fold, hop, step, or jump. Chaturanga or plank flow into an up dog or cobra. And we meet back in downward dog. Left foot between the hands. Rise to your lunge. And take that lunge right back to plank or chaturanga, or you can stay in your lunge if you want to. Hold your flow. Meet back in downward dog. Right foot between the hands. Find that big, beautiful lunge. It's we come up and back to plank or chaturanga. Hold here in a plank pose or flow into an up dog or cobra or downward facing dog. Feet back. Looking between the hands, we'll hop, step, or jump up between them. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, breathe out. All the way up, inhale. Exhale into mountain. All right, sun salutations off our list. If you need the fans, they're by you. You can be in charge of the fans today. Well, let's get on with our practice. All right, right into pigeon pose today. It's balance. Let's flex our right foot and have our hands out for balance. Then we'll bring that, bend the knee, open the knee out to the side, and move into pigeon. Bending our left knee, sitting back into pigeon, choosing if you'd like to keep your hands at heart or hands out for balance, and to deepen it, bending your left knee more. We're keeping our heart up today and our core engaged. Lengthening our neck and finding something to focus our gaze on. I'm trying to focus on that mat. Amazing job. And let's release and do that pigeon pose on the other side. Flex our foot, bring it up, back, and sit back down. Imagine the muscles of your stomach coming in to hold your organs, your pelvic floor supported, the obliques all surrounding our spine, and then our crown of our head lengthening. If we want to deepen it, we deepen the bend in our right knee. Staying here just a little longer than we normally do in our balance pose for this lunch class. And release, big breath up, inhale, exhale, dive and fold. Halfway up. Exhale, stepping or jumping back to plank. You can hold here, my friends, or come with me down onto a forearm plank. Full or kneeling. We've been doing this a lot. Our right hand goes out like a goalpost. We try not to open up our right hip. Back in. And then the other side. Back in. Left foot out. Keep it out. Right foot out. Keep it out. Walk the left foot in. Walk the right foot in. Okay, let's try one more time. Left hand out. In. Right hand out. In. Feet. Out. Out. In. In. Come to the belly. Oh, that takes the breath away every time. We're, like I said last week or Monday, we're going to do that until it gets easier for me. So who knows how long that's going to be. Progress. Stretch the core out a little bit here at our Sphinx pose. And we're going to go into the lovely tree standing. And then we'll bring it down to a plank for our tree. So slide it down and slide your hands. Keep the rib cage and the inner arms kind of touching, and slide your hands back until the elbows point up towards the sky. So this is a way to work into chaturanga. So if you're not quite at chaturanga, this is one way to work up to it by creating that muscle memory. So now we lift just to a kneeling chaturanga and back down. A couple more. And back down. So we're trying to keep those elbows back. Last one. And then if we want to try our full chaturanga, the arms are basically where they're going to stay. We're just trying to lift our belly and our chest up off the mat and our kneecaps up off the mat. That's our chaturanga. And back to downward dog. Whew. It's all about getting our muscles to remember with small movements. Let's look up between the hands, hop, step, or jump on up there. Halfway lift. And fold. All the way up, breathe in. Sweep up. Time for tree, our regular tree, and then we're going to do it down in a plank. So right foot out first, We'll draw the heel in and then find somewhere to place our foot and rise up with our hands. They can be apart in more of a volcano pose or palms together. Imagine rooting down into the earth, growing roots of the sole of your foot, and the spine lengthening in the crown and the fingertips growing up towards the sun as they plant. Other side, so we open up. You can draw your hands to your heart. Take the left foot out, find your tree on this side. So our hip is open. And then hands to heart. Or you could reach up if you want to. You don't have to. Actively growing our branches in the crown of our head while we anchor to the earth. So just like a tree. Maybe we bend, but we don't quite break. We're flexible, but we're strong. Hands to heart. So this pose is what we're going to do down in a plank pose. So imagine this only in a side plank. So that hand's going to be down on the mat. All right, inhale, rise up. Exhale, dive. Halfway up, breathe in, engage the core, strengthen your back, and then fold again. Let's step it back to a kneeling plank to start with. And you can stay in a kneeling plank. You don't have to do the full plank. We'll kickstand our left foot out, so your left foot. Actually, so you can see me, you're going to kickstand your right foot out for this first one. The right hand comes under your shoulder. And then we lift up the left arm and we come into a side plank. So that left foot extends long. So here we are in a side plank where you can stay, or you can go into a full plank. Your top foot is forward, so left foot forward, right foot back. You're on the inside of your left foot, the outside of your right foot. You can stay there or try your tree pose. Bringing the sole of your left foot onto your calf somewhere. That gets shaky quickly. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Other side. Go right into your full side plank or kneeling plank. And then add on your tree leg or just hold your side plank. Wherever we are, honoring our body, making sure that we can breathe. Amazing. Child's pose. Take a little rest. Slide the hips back towards your heels. Massage the forehead down on the mat. No rush today. Let's inhale, come up to all fours. Exhale, we'll go down into our hips, sweep our feet around for some boat poses. Adjust your clothes or grab a drink if you want to. Okay, boat pose. Can't get enough of boat. And we'll do hollow man, which is really fun. My friend Kathy loves hollow man. So lift up nice and tall, some space between our feet. You can have our palms up, or you can hold onto your legs and we just come back until the core catches us. Then we could play around with maybe some toe taps. So the legs are stationary, just from the knees down moving. You can stay with your taps or put the feet down or keep the feet up. Let's point our toes and then flex. Just check in with your ankles. Let's bring our hands to the back of our left calf and reach it up. You can anchor down if you want to. We're looking at our toes. And then switching. If you want to try balancing, you can, but be nice to your knee. We don't want to hyperextend it. Amazing. Bring it down. Let's do butterfly pose, hinging forward, soles of the feet come together. You can have your heels as far away from your groin or as close to your groin as you want to. Some ways to get into that are walking your backside towards your heels, or we're just pulling your heels towards your groin. Let's stay up tall today and hold on to our ankles. And imagine as the feet or the knees reach down, the crown of the head reaching up. Feel the space grow between your shoulders and your earlobes as we lengthen our necks. Soften our jaws, but keep the core strong. My fast. Okay, draw those knees in. Let's roll back onto our backs. I wanted to show you guys upside down crow. If you're working on just creating some muscle memory like we've been talking about for that crow pose that we do, it's upside down crow. So the insides of our knees come to the outsides of our arms. We've got pretty good flexion in our wrists because we imagine that the floor is underneath them. So this, yeah, this is great. Squeeze the legs onto the outsides of the arms. Or this is more like crow. You lift the tailbone, lift the head and maybe the shoulder blades. So you got to engage the core. So we're rounding our spine a little bit, but all the while squeezing our legs onto the outside of our elbows. And then release, bring it down. One more time, our upside down crow. You come up. So it's just like crow without the pressure on our wrists. All the way down, draw the knees together, take a little rock side to side. Massage the lower back out. Oh, so good. Oh boy, this is fast. Legs up a wall. Let's reach the feet up. Have our hands by our sides, palms up to widen across the heart. Or even gently resting our palms on our belly, but keeping our lower back anchored down. So you can stay in legs up a wall for our Shavasana today, or move into your Shavasana with legs down. Legs up a wall. If you're in it for 5 minutes, it's like a 20-minute nap. So if you need a nap, you can stay there or extend our legs long. Let the legs flop open. So that can mean for you the pinkies going towards the floor, our hands by our sides or on our belly. Start to soften through the face. Release tension in your jaw. Release tension across the chest and let your shoulder blades melt down. Feel the earth come up from below to support you today. Everything we need. Giving ourselves permission to relax and let go of everything we don't need or things that don't serve us in a good way to help us learn or just to bring us joy. Releasing all the weight of the body down into your mat. The breath is easy, full, natural, without any effort. Imagine a color, any color. As you breathe in, this color saturating your whole body, every cell. As you breathe out, that color moving out into the world. Breathe in, filling up with the light. Breathe out, Sending your light out into the world. Staying connected to one more complete inhale and one more complete exhale. We start to awaken from our very quick little slumber, our relaxation. We'll move our head side to side, get ready for the rest of our day. Make some movements to our fingers and our toes. Our necks moving side to side. Waking up your amazing necks. Rolling over onto one side until you're ready to come up into an easy seated position. No rush. Big breath up. Let's breathe in some peace or some healing, some light, and send that same feeling out into the world. One more. Exhale, drawing our hands to our heart. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Maybe I'll see you on Friday or next week. Bye, Debbie. Have a good day.